think it was really embodied in what kind of preceded the trailers. So what we got, thank you to winteriscoming.net, Fansided, for compiling this stuff. But what we got on basically Friday night to Saturday night was that the Doctor Who social media accounts were completely gone, completely scrubbed from the internet. There was no Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or YouTube. Doctor Who's social media profile just did not exist for over a day, I think. We got the Twitter account tweeting the glitched ident that we've been talking about. We then got the second tweet 45 minutes later saying, "Can you hear me?" And then half an hour later, it's gone. No social media. So this also started a hashtag where is the Doctor? And I think that all of the stuff that we have just talked about in this segment, we've talked about the trailer, we've talked about the promo images, we've talked about the phone number, we've talked about the viral marketing and everything. I think we could have done all of that without scrubbing all of the social media. And I think it was a very silly thing to do. And I understand they wanted to get the new photo up, they wanted to get the new logo and everything onto the social media accounts, but that didn't really you don't need to take down the entire account for it. And people were saying, this is great marketing, it's gotten people talking, you're trending on Twitter, However, if you actually, I got a screen grab on my Twitter, if you look at the actual number of people tweeting about this absence from social media, hashtag where is Doctor Who only got like 2,500 tweets. A couple of hours after this, because this was at 4:45 a.m., it got like 3,500 in the long run. But like right now, Jodie's trending with 4,000 tweets. It's gotten way more than this, like in just a couple of hours as well. This was like a whole day. Like SpongeBob had nothing going on that day as far as I'm aware, but that got 20,000 tweets in comparison. 2,000 tweets to get you trending, it's technically like very little. That's like nothing. No one was really talking about it outside of the broader fansphere. And I think what happened is that they were relying on people hearing about this happening to brace themselves for the trailer or the announcement, but without explicitly knowing that an announcement was coming. Fans just kind of assumed, the social media is down, maybe they want us to prepare for a trailer, but this was never confirmed. So what the average viewer is going to do is they're going to think, oh, Doctor Who is trending. Let's see what's happening on their social medias. Oh, there's no social medias. Never mind. And I think this whole Doctor Who, where is Doctor Who, and it was trending and everything, I think that only trended because Twitter, to an extent, caters your trending tab to what you watch. For example, I think a good 90% of people on Twitter right now, 90%, that's a massive, I think I'm massively underselling it, that are not seeing this Bad Wolf and Jodie trending. I don't think the majority of people on Twitter are seeing this, but it's sending it to me because I talk about Bad Wolf, I talk about Jodie Whittaker, talk about Doctor Who. The broader cultural landscape of media was not talking about this because an absence of something means that when people do get intrigued, they have nothing to follow up on. They'll think, oh, Doctor Who's Twitter is down for a day, and they will move on. And the negative consequences of this is that on the day that we had this all happened, or the day after this all happened, we had a few trailers drop on the Doctor Who official YouTube channel. We talked about them before. This is one reason I led with these stories. We had this Edge of Reality trailer, and we had this Davros Rises trailer. And for a good day and a half, these trailers were completely inaccessible for people who hadn't saved them or re-uploaded them. I had a few people saying that on the day that this trailer dropped, they weren't able to watch it, and they were going to watch it the next day, and they get around to it the next day, and the YouTube channel is gone. And I think people overestimate the short attention spans of the average viewer, and the average viewer is who that this marketing campaign needs to get a hold of. Mario Bowser 494 was SpongeBob there because Will is a huge fan of it. I think to get something like SpongeBob on my timeline, something really big had to have happened to a SpongeBob, but I don't follow any, I maybe have posted the odd SpongeBob meme, but that was really the beginning and the end of it. I don't know why SpongeBob appeared on my thing. So yeah, the average viewer might come home from work one day and be like, oh, this is cool. There's some spaceship in the sky stuff above Liverpool. Let me have a look. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, you've ended the breadcrumb trail. And they're not going to go to... The average viewer is not going to go to sleep that night thinking, what about those Sontaran spaceships in the sky? They're going to immediately think about something else. The attention span for the average viewer is not there for something with this campaign. And also, in a way, it's preaching to the choir. It's preaching to the choir because the only people who have noticed that Doctor Who was offline were the people who are perpetually online talking about Doctor Who all the time. And people who are perpetually online who want to see these trailers for The Edge of Reality and Davros Rises weren't able to do it. So it just seems like a bit of a strange thing. And when I did that segment last week talking about the marketing and how some licensees were kind of frustrated with the BBC's wall of silence. Firstly, I think it's kind of amazing that many Doctor Who license holders who have got merch ready to go for Series 13, and they just had no idea when Series 13 was being broadcast. I think it's amazing that they very likely found out the exact same time the general public did that Series 13 was going to be broadcast on Halloween. I think that's kind of incredibly short-sighted of the production team. But there's also, I actually had someone get in touch with me after Doctor Who went dark, saying, oh, we had some stuff that we wanted to promote, and we couldn't, because the social medias were down without warning. We weren't told that this was going to happen. So we had a licensee who wanted to promote something, and then there was no platform for them to do it on. And they weren't warned in advance that this would be happening. It's just a massive, systemic failure of communication. I think if you're going to have some sort of viral campaign, you need an end result for them to go. The Fall of the 11th says, so what was the actual point of them deleting social media? I don't know, because you didn't need to delete your social media to reset your logo. But I will say, it was very funny to see the Doctor Who official Twitter account. When it did come back, it took a few hours for them to reset their follow account. So I posted this on Twitter. I know this is just me self-indulging in my own meme, but this is from Journey's End. And for one moment, and here's the follow account from myself and Doctor Who, and I've got more followers for one shining moment. I'm very proud of that. So yeah, follow me on Twitter, by the way, at Trilby Reviews. So yeah, it just felt like a very strange promotional, obviously it's not going to end the earth or anything. It's not going to, I don't think Series 13 is going to lose viewers because for a day their social media went down. It just seemed like a very strange approach. Harry Carson said, I thought they made a new account. It looked like it for a bit, especially with the Flux rebranding, I should say. Also, chat, what do you folks think of that name? Doctor Who Flux. I imagine when it does come out on DVD and Blu-ray, they will still call it Series 13. I think it's still going to be talked about... I think it's still going to be talked about as Series 13 internally in terms of the press. But yeah, I think it's... when people say, I think at some point they're going to get rid of the season names and everything. They're going to drop it at some point. I don't think they will, because, for example, Silent Witness is currently broadcasting, and it's in its 24th series on the BBC, and they wear that 24th season like a bloody badge of honour. They wear it like a battle scar, like a bloody warrior. So I don't think they actually care too much about the actual number, and I don't think fans do either. I think as long as it looks good and cohesive on a shelf, when Rusty Davis takes over, I really doubt they're going to say Series 1. I doubt that's ever going to happen. Tom Monty, Flux rhymes with... Of course, the Dr. Flux. But yeah, the actual social media blackout, it felt very counterintuitive in the short term. I felt like we knew that it wasn't some big social media hack. We knew that it wasn't some sort of big issue internally at the BBC or with Doctor Who, because they would have used a different Twitter account to let us know, oh, by the way, our social media has been compromised. They would have let us know. So we knew it was some sort of promotional campaign thing, but it didn't really make sense. Darius says, who thought it was a good idea to delete social media as part of a promotion campaign? Yeah, I thought it was dumb in the short term. I don't think it's detrimental. I think if it was a whole where is Doctor Who thing, it worked for like the first 4 or 5 hours, but when we got to like nearly an entire day, it kind of felt like it's sort of outstayed its welcome. And people were saying this is such a great campaign, it's so clever, it's gotten fans talking. Yes, it has got fans talking, people who are already perpetually online, but it hasn't got everyone else talking. It hasn't got the general public talking, because there's no like breadcrumb trail for them to follow. There's no like end of the rainbow here. There's just an empty social media account. And also, thanks so much to all of those who have subscribed during the live stream. Thank you so much to Dusan Manojlovic, and also thank you so much to ST for subscribing as well.